today I'm making pot stickers, and pot stickers are like dumplings that you fry on the bottom and then you steam them later. So what I've got here is I've got a cup of flour and just enough water and salt to bring it together into a pretty much dryish dough. You don't want it very wet at all, so as dry as you can make it. And as you're bringing it together and you let it sit in a bowl like this for maybe 20 minutes after you've kneaded it, it's gonna smooth out, and all of the dry bits that weren't quite mixed in are going to smooth out. So over here I've got some shrimps, and they are soaking in some cold water with some salt, some pepper, half a teaspoon of sugar, about a quarter of a teaspoon of MSG, and then about a quarter of a teaspoon of baking soda. And the baking soda is going to stop it from losing its moisture, so they're going to stay nice and crunchy. And after that we're going to tip the water out, we're going to dry them, and then we're going to wrap them in this dumpling filling that I made about 2 days ago, and that is 2 sausages, about 2 spring onions, about a thumb of chopped ginger, oyster sauce, soya sauce, and some sesame oil. Sorry, skip the oyster sauce, sorry, just sesame oil and soya sauce. And then I've just frozen it overnight in case I need it for some other time, which today is today. So, in 20 minutes, well, thanks to the pause button, now I'm going to take this out and I'm going to roll it into a sausage, and then we're going to divide it up into balls about this big, and then we're going to roll them out nice and flat, and then we're going to stack some corn flour between each one to keep them nice and separate, and then we can start filling the dumplings. Right, now we've rolled it out, I want to find the middle, chop there, and then we're going to divide it in half, and then divide it in half, and you're going to end up with balls about that big. That's all you need. So just keep doing that, and we'll flatten them all out and give them a roll. As you're rolling the balls, you really want to cover them up with a tea towel because they go dry. So basically, the first thing you need to do is you need a dowel or a rod like this, broom handle, whatever, instead of a big rolling pin. And then the way you roll these out is you put this Y of your hand in the middle of your rolling pin here, like that, so it's slightly over this side. And then all you do with this hand is you move from here, these knuckles, to here, 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 here. And with this hand here, you put a little bit of corn flour on here. And then with this hand, the one I'm holding the camera with, you want to roll this dowel over to half of here, and then back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. And as you're doing that, you go spin, 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 spin with the left hand. I actually find, this is the Thai way, but I actually find it easier just to roll it out normally like a pizza dough. So once you've got that one done, then you put flour on top of here, and then you stack them all on top of each other. Alright, so I've got them all rolled, and I have got 24 of them here that I've made. Put a towel over them, layer of corn flour as you're rolling them, it will stop them sticking together. And then I've just put a little bit of corn flour in a tray so we can stack them all up. So I've drained these shrimps, and the next thing I'm just going to put them on some paper towel and let them dry out a bit. Alright, so I've got these dried off, and each one of those is going to become a centre for each dumpling. The baking soda trick is used to stop them from shrinking and going dry and awful. if you're going to use the baking soda trick, you need to cook these in oil. Or if you're using the baking soda trick for meat, you need to cook it in oil. The only way I'm going to get away with putting these inside a dumpling is because I'm going to have beef fat that's going to be wrapped around them, and that's going to neutralize the baking soda. So just keep that sort of thing in mind. Because you've got a base, which is the baking soda, and then you've got an acid, which is the oil. So acids and bases make salts. So just remember that. Oils are acids. So a little crack of white pepper goes in. White pepper helps take away any fishy smells, which these won't have, but I just do it anyway because it creates better flavour as well. Put them aside. Alright, next comes the hard part for me, because I'm going to have to do this with one hand. We've got a shrimp, so you've got the centre line down the middle. You put the shrimp on one side. Somehow, with one hand, I have to get this sausage stuck down. Then you take this side and you just quickly stretch it over and stick it to this side. And then with both hands, what you want to do is you want to grab this edge here and pleat it up to the top. And you're only going to pleat this side, so you're going to go stick, 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 and this side here will start to move around to the front, and you go stick, 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 and then you've got to do the other side. So you pull it up to here, stick, 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 and then when you get to the bottom, you push this in, and then you stick them together. So there you go, there's one done, 24 to go. Alright, here's the next step. So you've got all these done. These took about half an hour to do. I'm particularly slow at doing it. You need enough oil in the bottom of a big pan. I don't normally use this big pan, but I have to in this case. And enough oil to coat the bottom. And then we're going to bring it up to temperature. Woohoo! Love it when it does that. And once it comes up to temperature, we're going to start putting them bottom side down and start frying the bottoms. And once they're nice and crispy, we're going to get about half a teacup full of water, and then we're going to dump it in here, and then we're going to put this lid on as fast as we possibly can. So you'll probably need to put newspaper down or something like that. I've even got a towel sitting here. But either way, I've got to get this going, and I've got to get it done in a hurry because I've only got about 10 minutes standing up without my crutches, and my legs won't work anymore. So oh wait, that's hot. Might add a little bit more oil later. I'm burning my hairs on my arms, that's for sure. Better get these in quick. Right, they're already browning too fast, so I had to turn the temperature down to really, really low. This one, as you can see, is crispy already and the others aren't. So I just want to take our time. Some of them are stuck together. But hey, that's life. If it starts to make a crackling noise, add some more water. You might have to do it at least twice. You want about half a cup of water, but I just put it in 2 different stages. So it's been 10 minutes and the dinger has just gone off on the oven. Now all we're going to do is remove the lid, and we're going to evaporate any of the water and bring this back to a crunchy crackle. Once that happens, we're going to put the lid back on and just let it carry on steaming with no heat. It's crackling, the power is now off. You can put sesame seeds on top now if you choose. And I'm going to let it carry on steaming until it cools down. So yeah, there you go, finished. Just cover them in a bit of sweet chili sauce. Already done most of it. Cover it in pepper, white pepper, and then spring onions. And then we're just going to cover them in tin foil until you're ready to use them. And if you keep them covered, when you heat them up in the microwave or something, they'll stay nice and soft and they won't go chewy. If they go dry, they'll go chewy. So as soon as we're finished doing this, cover it in foil. There you go, bingo, pot stickers.